8 types of unsecured business loans and cards that every business owner should know about. In the business lending arena, there are two main types of financing. Secured financing. This includes money that requires some type of asset be pledged as collateral for the loan. Unsecured financing. This includes money that doesn't require any collateral for approval. Unsecured financing is financing that is not secured by any kind of collateral, meaning it is money that's unsecured. Nothing is pledged as collateral for the debt. If the borrower defaults, the lender can pursue the borrower legally and their assets, but they don't have a right to just take certain assets just due to the default. Per the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, 1 out of 5 businesses fail within their first year of operation. Within 5 years, nearly 50% will have closed their doors. In 15 years, 75% of businesses will have closed down for good. Most businesses do fail, making the business lending space very risky. With secured financing, the lender would just take back the asset that was pledged as collateral. This helps them quickly get back part of their loss. Since the risk isn't as high with secured financing, borrowers can often get really good interest rates, as low as 2 to 5%. Unsecured financing is the most risky type of business lending because if the borrower defaults, the only way the lender can get back their loss is to pursue legal action. Legal action can be very costly and not something any lender wants to pursue. This is part of why unsecured financing is so high risk and why some of the rates you'll see will be much higher than with secured financing. Let's check out some different types of unsecured financing. Most banks offer unsecured business credit cards. Most of them do report to the consumer credit reporting agencies. They all require personal guarantee from you. You can get approved usually for 1 card max, as they stop approving you when you have 2 or more inquiries on your report. Chase Ink Plus is a great small business credit card. You can get 50,000 points valued at $625 when you spend $5,000 in your first 90 days. There's no annual fee for your first year. They charge a 15 to 24% APR, and you'll pay 19.24% APR for cash advance. Chase Ink Cash Business Card is another great business card. You get 5 points for every $1 you spend on office supplies. You get 2 points for every $1 you spend on gas and dining, or you get 1 point per dollar everywhere else. They'll charge you 13.24% APR and 24.99% for cash advances. Capital One offers a few good business credit cards, including the Capital One Spark Miles for Business, the Spark Cash Select for Business, and the Spark Miles Select for Business. You get 1.5 to 2 miles per dollar spent. You'll pay 12.9 to 20.9% APR and 24.9% APR for cash advances. American Express also offers a few very good business credit cards. Check out the American Express Simply Cash Business Card, the Enhanced Gold Rewards Card, and the Blue for Business Card. You'll earn 1 to 3 points per dollar you spend. You'll pay 11.24 to 19.24% APR and 23% APR for cash advances. Typically, when you apply for a credit card, you put an inquiry on your consumer report. When other lenders see these, they won't approve you for more credit because they don't know how much other new credit you have recently obtained. So they'll only approve you if you have less than 2 inquiries on your report within the last 6 months, and more will get you declined. With UBF, you work with a lender who specializes in securing business credit cards. This is a very rare, very little know about program that few lending sources offer. They can usually get you 3 to 5 times the approvals that you can get on your own. This is because they know the sources to apply for, the order to apply, and can time their application so the card issuers won't decline you for the other card inquiries. The result of their services is that you usually get up to 5 cards that mimic the credit limits of your highest limit accounts now. Multiple cards create competition, and this means you can get your limits raised typically within 6 months or less of your initial approval. With UBF, they actually get you 3 to 5 business cards that report only to the business credit reporting agencies. This is huge, something most lenders don't offer or advertise. Not only will you get money, but you build your business credit also. So within 3 to 4 months, you can then use your newly established business credit to get even more money. The lender can also get you low intro rates, typically 0%, for 6 to 18 months. You'll then pay normal rates after that, typically 5 to 21% APR with 20 to 25% APR for cash advances. And they'll also get you the best cards for points, meaning you get the best rewards. Just like with anything, there are huge benefits in working with a source who specializes in this area. The results will be much better than if you try to go at it alone. Approval limits will mimic that of your personal cards now. Approvals usually range from $2,000 to $50,000. You'll usually get 3 to 5 cards, so that means you can get up to 5 times that of your highest credit limit accounts now. Approvals can go up to $150,000 per entity, such as a corporation. You must have excellent personal credit now, preferably 700 plus scores, the same as with all business credit cards. You shouldn't have any derogatory credit reported to get approved. You must also have opening revolving credit on your consumer reports now. You'll need to have 2 inquiries or less in the last 6 months reported. All lenders in this space charge a 9 to 12% success-based fee. You only pay the fee off of what you secure. Remember, you get a ton of extra benefits and about 3 to 5 times more money with this program than you'd get on your own, which is why there's a fee, the same as all other lending programs. You can get approved using a guarantor. You can even use multiple guarantors to get even more money. There are also other cards you can get using this same program. But these cards only report to the consumer reporting agencies, not the business reporting agencies. They are consumer credit cards versus business credit cards. They provide similar benefits, including 0% intro APRs and 5 times the amount of approval of a single card. But they're much easier to qualify for. You can get approved with a 680 score and 5 inquiries in the last 6 months. You can have a BK on your credit and other derogatory items. These are much easier to get approved for than UBF business cards. With all previous cards mentioned, you need to have a good consumer credit to get approved. But what if your personal credit isn't good and you don't have a guarantor? This is when building business credit makes a ton of sense. Even if you have good personal credit, building your business credit helps you get even more money, and without a personal guarantee. Business credit is credit in a business name that's linked to the business's employment identification number, not the owner's social security number. When done properly, business credit can be obtained with no personal credit check and no personal guarantee, something all other cards mentioned can't deliver. Most consumer credit starts with secured credit cards or an account that has a well-established cosigner. But co-signed accounts and secured accounts really aren't popular or widely used in the business world. Most business credit starts with vendor accounts instead. Vendor accounts are accounts that typically offer terms such as net 30 instead of revolving. So if you get approved for $1,000 in vendor credit and use all $1,000 of it, you'd need to pay that money back in a set term, such as within 30 days on a net 30 account. A net 30 account would need to be paid in full within 30 days. In contrast, a net 60 account would need to be paid in full within 60 days. Unlike with revolving accounts, you have a set time you must pay back what you borrowed or the credit you used. So to start your business credit profile the right way, you need to get approved for vendor accounts that report to the business credit reporting agencies. Once you've done this, you can then use the credit, pay back what you've used, and the account gets reported to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, or Equifax. Once reported, then you have trade lines, an established credit profile, and an established credit score. Using your newly established business credit profile and score, you can then get approved for store credit and eventually cash credit without needing to supply your Social Security number or personal guarantee. This is possible because now your EIN credit profile is established and can stand on its own. So if you leave your SSN off of the application, the credit issuer then pulls your EIN credit, sees a solid profile and score, and can then approve you for real revolving credit. You'll need 5 payment experiences to start getting approved for revolving store credit cards using your EIN only for approval. These are credit cards at places like Best Buy, Lowe's, Staples, Amazon, Dell, Apple, Walmart, and so on. You'll then need a total of 10 payment experiences to get approved for cash credit, such as Visa and MasterCard type credit. And to get the cash credit, you'll also need to have one of these payment experiences have a $10,000 limit or higher, at least to start getting nice limits on the cash credit you secure. You must start a business credit profile and score with starter vendors. Starter vendors are ones who will give you initial credit even if you have no credit, no score, or no trade lines now. Most stores like Staples will not give you initial starter credit, so don't even try applying. Laughlin Associates is a true starter vendor. They deal with corporate setup and compliance. They report to Experian. You'll only need a 411 listing and an EIN for approval. They report to the business bureaus in 30 to 60 days, and their account offers net 30 terms. Quill Office Supplies is another great starter vendor. They sell office, packaging, and cleaning supplies. They report to D&B. You must place an initial order first unless your D&B score is established. Usually, they'll put you on a 90-day prepayment schedule. If you order items each month for 3 months, they typically approve you for a net 30 account. Uline Shipping Supplies is another great starter vendor. They sell shipping, packing, and industrial supplies. They report to D&B. You must have your DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet to get approved. They will ask for 2 references and a bank reference. Your first few orders might need to be prepaid to initially get approved for net 30 terms. Once you have 5 payment experiences reported, you can then secure store credit cards. These are cards offered by most retail stores such as Office Depot, Staples, Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, BP, Chevron, Sam's Club, Costco, Best Buy, Amazon, and more. These types of business credit store cards usually have limits of 10 to 100 times that of consumer credit. They function the same as consumer cards, but they don't report to the consumer reporting agencies. They do report to the business bureaus, helping you further establish business credit. You can get approved with no personal guarantee in most cases. And with initial business credit established, you can get approved leaving your SSN off of the application. This means you won't be supplying a personal credit check for approval. Once you have 10 payment experiences reported, then you can start getting cash business credit cards. These are cards with Visa, MasterCard, and American Express that you can use anywhere, not just in specific stores. These work similar to UBF cards, but there is no personal credit check or guarantee required for approval. Some conventional banks and private lenders also offer high-limit credit lines. You might see limits of $50,000 to $250,000. These are the types of accounts that I see most business owners truly want. Approvals require good personal credit, and you must have good business tax returns for 2 to 3 years showing increasing profits. The net revenue on your tax returns will be equivalent to the amount you can get approved for. Some sources will require collateral, but most don't. You will need to supply a personal guarantee for approval. Credit lines and credit cards function almost the exact same. One big difference is that credit cards offer reward points and intro rates of 0%. Credit lines typically don't. But you can use credit lines to get cash advances at much lower rates than with credit cards. Also, credit lines are single accounts with a higher limit, whereas credit cards usually have lower limits, but you can get more cards. Having a higher limit and low rates for cash advance are the main benefits. But this is more of a full doc program, whereas other cards we've mentioned are more no doc. Cash advances, also known as merchant advances, revenue lending, and cash flow financing, are a great way to get fast and easy money. You can get approved if you have been in business for 1 year or more, even if your FICO is as low as 500. This is about the only type of unsecured financing that doesn't require good personal or business credit for approval. Lenders will look at your most recent 6 months of bank statements to determine your approval. You should have revenues of $120,000 or more annually and have 10 or more deposits monthly. You should manage your bank account responsibly, having a balance left over each month and few NSF charges. If you meet this criteria, you can usually be approved and get money in 72 hours. Terms are usually 3 to 6 months initially. You can then refinance when half your loan is paid down and get 6 to 18 months. Rates are high, really high, and this is the highest risk money you'll find and also the easiest to qualify for. Usually, you'll pay 15 to 45% and money is paid daily. Contact us today to learn more about 8 types of unsecured business loans and cards that every business owner should know about.